Hello. What is happening, everyone? Um, Soft launch for the live streaming. It is currently midday in Australia, and I didn't sleep, so the artist's curse. So today we are just going to be drawing what's it called? Sandman, because I'm working on a 5 characters in 5 days sort of thing. So, it's killed me. It's killed me. I I decided to do this about. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I've got my nose up. I decided to do this about a few weeks ago, where I was like, I'm gonna draw one character a day for a whole week, and that'll be a really cool YouTube video. And instead, I tried to do one. I did one. It was Red Hulk. I designed Red Hulk in a day, and that was like a last minute thing. But I already had the drawing done. The design was done. So now my problem was, which 5 characters do I do? Which fit perfectly with the rest of the Sinister Six, because I already have Doc Ock. And now I finished Craven, and I am working on Sandman. So we are doing Sandman. I recorded the process of this yesterday. So the whole design process, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm working on today. We're going to be rendering it. I render it in grayscale, and then I use gradient maps because I am rubbish with color theory. So that's a goal this year that I'm going to be working on. So join me. I'm going to be doing this here for the next hour or so, and then I got to quickly get to work on the other ones, like what's his name? Electro. Electro is next. I want to save Mysterio for last because I really like Mysterio and I have a cool idea for it. So, yeah, this is the classic version. I did a classic version for Craven, which has now been released. It is on my Instagram. And I wanted to do a classic version for Sandman, just because a lot of these characters, sometimes we don't get enough of the classic versions. We get completely other versions of the character. So I thought, you know what? This character and Craven deserve a classic look. I feel like Mysterio is also going to be classic-ish. Not, I feel like all the characters are going to be classic-ish, but this one is definitely like the most classic out of all of them. Yo, I am alive. I am alive. I'm tired, but I'm alive. You guys get to actually see now how long it takes for me to do one of these. All right, let's block this out. like that direction of the lighting. Man, I can't even remember what my last stream was. I think my last stream was I painted Jeff the land shark. Let me know if any volume or anything needs fixing. I haven't really tested it. This is kind of like a off-the-cuff soft launch, so I can figure out everything that's that needs fixings on the stream. I don't know what to do with the hair, so I'm just gonna black it out. He's got fairly dark hair. He's like reddish. I know he's also got like really in the comics he's got like weird Norman Osborn hair. I feel like his eyes are too big. I might fix that. We'll see how it looks at the end. Some highlights in here. I wonder if I should do like a sandy texture. Whoa, what's going on, Shipwrecked? Hello, Art Addicted, love it. Thank you so much, Dill Pickle. I'm doing great, actually. We are working on a new video. You guys get to be involved in the new video. The new video is drawing the Sinister Six in the rest of the Sinister Six in 5 days. So So I'm currently working on Sandman. If you've seen my Instagram post, Craven is done, and then all I have left is Mysterio and Vulture. So I'm doing the original Sinister Six, the first crew of them. This is fun. You guys haven't seen like a full process of how I do things apart from like the quick time lapses on YouTube. So you get to hang out in real time, have a chat, find out how insane I am, and then have fun. All right, Sandman's looking a bit too. I need to bring the other stuff into the. I did see Deadpool in Rivals. It was really funny, especially after the video that we made, where we couldn't figure out which role he was, so we did all of them. So it's cool. It's cool. Not saying that like they definitely didn't watch our video, but I thought it was really really fun that they decided to do all the roles for him. That is something that even though we didn't expect them to do. Sand Chad. Dude, Sand Chad can morph his face into whatever Sand Chad he wants. Of course he's going to make himself look handsome. Alright. We'll deal with the face in a bit. Now we got to deal with form. Yeah, to be honest, that I feel like Deadpool's gonna be like the hardest character to play. And the crazy thing is everyone's gonna want to play him. And then you're gonna have a character that has no role, or all roles, which in a way is no role. And people are going to be like, no, I only like playing DPS Deadpool. I only like playing this Deadpool. Whereas it's supposed to be made for, characters or people that can change roles on the fly. It is going to be interesting to see how the community adapts to using it. I feel like it's just going to be toxic AF. I'm going to give it a go. I haven't played in ages. I haven't even had a chance to try Daredevil or Gambit. It's just last year was completely full of like conventions, and I was just busy, hence the hiatus on the YouTube videos. But I am coming back full swing, and we are going to have a lot of fun. We haven't opened up the submissions for drawings. I probably will do that at some point. I don't know if the boys have a lot of client work at the moment to do, so they haven't been able to do anything in terms of YouTube related things. So I might just open it up. I have some client work too, but not as much as they do. They have like really cool shit happening. Gambit's awesome. Oh, good. Gambit is really cool. I'm surprised that the design that they went for with Gambit, I didn't expect it to be like I do like it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's awesome. It's such a cool design, but I didn't expect it to be so safe. Everything else has been kind of like wild and chunky and stuff. I thought there would be a little bit more crazy with it. So that's why I was like half shocked. Really, Gambit is like the best healer. That, to be honest, Gambit as a strategist was not on my bingo card. Yeah, I thought Rogue would be the strategist too. That was exactly what I was thinking. And look, it's a nice surprise if he plays really well. I feel like they do want people to play the other roles a bit more. So having fan favorite characters, it does help in a way of like people want um people want to play their like characters, so they will learn how to be like a strategist or a vanguard, just so that they're able to play, Gambit or Hulk or whatever. You know what I mean? Non-gamers will learn, will adapt, and they'll become healers, because we know the game needs better healers and more healers for that matter. So yeah, I understand why they made him a strategist. It's actually a smart move. It also keeps the longevity of the game. I hope Ghost Rider. Yeah, look, Ghost Rider's been a long time coming, and every time I post up anything to do with like Skulls or Ghost Rider, I'm always reminded that the Chinese fan base and or the Chinese government, they don't allow skulls, which is why I designed Robbie the way that he was, where he wasn't fully a skull. Like it looked more like a mask with some skull features on it. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm excited about that. Well, actually, I've got an idea. So yeah, sorry. Robbie, yeah. So, for my next video series, I've thought of... This music is distracting me. I've thought of doing this thing where I jump on stream and I start playing a game, because I've got a huge roster of games that I haven't played and that I've wanted to play. A good example is, Nier Automata. And I played the first Nier. I didn't play Replicant. I want to play Replicant. But let's say that, or, Persona 5, or whatever you can think of, Assassin's Creed. And then I finish the game, play the game, finish it, and then at the end, I design a poster or an artwork for the game. What do you guys think of that? Because I've got that idea, and then I've also got the idea of playing a Souls-like game, and then every boss I beat, I have to draw onto one poster. So by the end of it, I should have like this huge poster of like all the bosses. Let me know if you guys think that's a cool idea. I also want to get back into the redesigning Marvel characters for the MCU, or just anything. It doesn't have to be Marvel characters, but like I did for Gore the God Butcher and Taskmaster. I really want to do one for MODOK. because I think MODOK in Quantum Mania was pretty bad. Oh. The hell? Yeah. What are you glitching out for? Oh shit, I'm on the wrong layer. It's probably too dark here. Yeah, that's looking better. Went way too dark. I want to delete some lines. There we go. I'm not a fan of this. Yeah, it's better. This is probably too much too. There we go. Thank you, thank you. It's getting there. I gotta add some sand texture to him when I can. Right now it's just form building. I need to make sure everything looks right and not too dark. But the thing is though, I do like working from dark, like making these artworks like look dark. For some reason it just makes sense in my brain more when it's like really dark. And then sometimes I lighten it up. But I've been told off by Jackson before that my work is too dark sometimes, which needs fixing. Are you working on anything, DJ Dill Pickle? I don't know why I called you DJ. Oh, hello, Angelo. Oh my God, there's a few more people. He should have a called pocket sand. Yeah, where he like just throws sand in your face. Hello, Angelo. What else we got? Giving a formless character form seems so hard for me to start knowing the possibilities are endless. That's why a lot of people start off with like similar sorry, basic shapes. So just work on cubes, and then add to the cube, add like a sphere to the cube, and then add, that's how all this sort of stuff works. And it's all just like cylinders and cubes and spheres. It's all the same. It's all the same shape. You just learn how to make it look like you have light hitting it. And it's not easy, but once you've got it, you learn. It's a lifetime of just like learning. Nah, that's totally fair. Yeah, ask me for my number. Give me a call when I'm off stream. Is it about my stream? Is it stuff to make the stream better? My initial goal wasn't the tornado, but let me tell you something. Most artists are lazy, but then you have to fight that laziness halfway through. So my goal initially was like, how do I get this character out quick? And the idea was to not have to draw legs. That was the initial idea. And but then it looked really cool. And then I started thinking about what his movement would look like on the battlefield. And I was like, okay, so he'll like move around in like a fluid way. It's similar to like, Jeff pops in and out. I thought it'd be really fun to have his movement just be like a tornado most of the time. Like you don't see his legs, and then he takes shape into certain things. A lot of stuff in games, at least in battle shooters, is all about being able to distinguish quickly like which character you can see on the battlefield. The reason a lot of these shooters fail is because the design of these characters, they go away from that. It's hard in some games, or some games that we used to see, to know which character is what. And I will even say that like Marvel Rivals has a few characters where hold on. So all right, easy. See you, Angelo. Um, yeah. It's Marvel Rivals has a few characters where it's like hard to distinguish which character it is on the battlefield, and I think that is like one of the most important things. Like, obviously, the pros know which character is on the field because they've just played the game so much, but you also want, casual players to know exactly who's on the field. That's why Marvel characters work so well, because a lot of them are distinguishable. Like what Wolverine looks like. So when you see him on the field, you're like, cool, that's Wolverine. I know what he's capable of. So it makes you feel like, you know the game. Same thing is like if you saw Ghost Rider, you got to make sure Ghost Rider looks very distinguishable and things like that. But movement is also very important in these games, which is why I thought a tornado like character that is like fluid and moves around, and this guy would obviously be a Vanguard. He could even have like a similar move to Groot where he makes himself into a wall. Rather than bringing up a wall, he makes himself into one, and holds off the enemies with that. So a lot of those thoughts do come to mind when I'm designing these. I'm not saying that I'm a professional. Obviously, the guys at NetEase know exactly what they're doing, or else the game would have failed by now. Seeing as it's like a live service game, and keeping those up is not easy at all. I think I've over-rendered the arm. There we go. Remove. Oh, cool. Oh, I've drawn over it, haven't I? Those can stay. Yeah, exactly. Like it's you got to have a trade-off with a lot of these moves with these characters. I think at least, for example, I was, if I kept playing, which I will go back to, I was a Star-Lord main, and the trade-off was always, I can do my ult, but I'm gonna get slapped as soon as it happens. So it needs to be for a good enough reason. It needs to, the sacrifice, you need to understand the sacrifice in possibly doing that. Like, you don't want to pop your ult and then lose the match for everyone, But it's good that there's that weakness. There's that, you can get sniped out of the sky, shit like that, because that's important for the game. So you can throw the wall up. Let's say you can throw the wall up with Sandman, but the trade-off is, like you said, powerful shots get through. So you do run the risk of your team not knowing what's about to go through that wall. So you would need to decide if it's worth putting up the wall up or not. And I think all of that leads to really fun gameplay. I'm avoiding rendering this tornado like it's nobody's business. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it right now. I'll make sure this looks good first. Hey Roy, on how many layers do you finish Rivals fan art? Do you use color, shadows, highlights on the same layer or not? No. So the way that I do Marvel Rivals fan art is here, let me close some of this. All right. So I start off with a really rough idea of what I want. And then I do the line art, which I like to make really clean. And then I color that gray, and then I start adding form to it. So basically I'm painting light and shadow in complete grayscale. Now, depends on how you want to learn. Some people think that this is not a good way to do it because you don't learn color, and I will admit I do struggle with color, which is something that I'm planning on studying a lot more this year. But it has helped me understand form a lot easier because I've stripped away the color theory of it and I'm focusing just purely on light and form. So if you really want to learn form, you can do it this way. Then what I do is I paint the flats. So if I go on a new layer, so let's say his skin tone is gonna be, we'll go a bit more, yeah. So his skin tone, far out. Let's just do this for his skin tone. So his skin tone is going to be that. So don't use the select tool. I'm just using it now just for convenience. So I paint it all in that color, right? So I do the whole thing, every single color, on a separate layer. So skin on one layer, shirt on another layer, everything that's a different color on a different layer. Then I select that, turn it off, and then I put a gradient map on. And what a gradient map does is it finds the values in your grayscale, and you can decide. I wish the window's not popping up, but I can just show you anyways with this color. So I can put the whitest of white in the color as like a red. So everything that's red, that's really white, will be the most red. Okay. Then every part in the shadow, I'm gonna make blue. This is just for the sake of this artwork. I'm not actually gonna make him look like this. All right. So the blue is the darkest of dark in the whole value system. So now when you zoom in, you can see that there's in between colors. So there's in between. So you're seeing a lot of purple inside, because what a gradient map does is it blends the two. So red is the whitest of white, and purple is the okay. And purple, red is the whitest of the white, blue is the darkest of dark, okay? And what it's done is it's blending the two slowly. So like the middle ground, the middle gray will be like purplish, right? So they combine the two. So what you do then with the gradient maps is you can either create your own or you can find a bunch of other ones, and you find one that suits a skin tone. So you go through a bunch. I've got a bunch of pre-saved gradient maps, and you find one that suits your character pretty much. I haven't fully rendered this piece, so it's gonna not look great anyways, but let's say I want him. I often tend to lean towards a warmer one, but I really want the white to be like really white. So because Marvel Rivals is very what's it called, painterly look, so you really want to show those values properly. Wish I zoomed out a bit more. All right, let's go for something like this, right? So now you have that gradient color. What I then like to do is I like to put the color that I want, that I chose initially, over it, and I play around mostly with like overlay. And then let's make it a bit like that, like that. All right, and then let's say that's what I want as the color. So then I'd fill in all the rest, and then, fix it up here and there. But that's how I then do the color. And then the finishing process is another thing that will take a while, and then you end up with this. So all of these, the fur that you see here is all gradient map. So it's painted in gray and colored with a gradient. So yeah. I'm like half happy with that Craven. It could have been better. I'm trying to do these in a day, so yeah. Sorry for that long explanation, but that's a condensed version of what I do. It's been a long time since I've tuned in. Interesting idea. In Rivals, would imagine his kit to be... Yeah. He's definitely crowd control. Oh. Yo, I don't have sounds on. Sorry, Matt. I forgot how to do sounds. I gotta go through all of that again. Oh, and then also, I start removing lines once I have form. I start. What image size are you drawing on? I basically, so I do a lot of prints. So everything that I do is basically, if you're in America, it's 11 by 17 inches. And then, I can't turn off ads. Twitch doesn't let me turn off ads anymore. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. 11 by 17 on Photoshop, and basically 300 DPS. 300 DPI. I got Marvel Rivals on the brain. That's just the way that I do it, but it does eventually get pixelated if you if you zoom in all the way. $300 DPS. Oh, far out. I'm painting on the line layer. God damn. All good. I don't know how to turn off ads on Twitch, so... And then also it pays the bills, so I don't want to turn it off. I don't think you can turn it off anymore. I think those ones are compulsory, because I don't remember turning them on. Go rogue, use one layer. On this? That would be nuts. Something so line art heavy? Oh my god. I would die. Sandman, I believe, should have an ability where he turns into a pile of sand on the ground, immune to everything. Oh, that's cool. I like that ability. I was thinking for his ultimate, he could just turn into like a kaiju-sized Sandman, you know? And just wreak havoc. Only for a little bit, because obviously he'd be immune. Did I get any prezzies during the holiday? Yeah, a few. I'm not too like hung up on presents and stuff. I just really like hanging out with the family. So I did a lot of that, which was really nice. But holidays have been good. I was really burnt out doing conventions and especially in the last run, going to Singapore for the first time. That was really cool, but very tiring still. But yeah, it's been a good holidays. Good holidays. Working on now doing a lot of these streams. My FPS can't stand this pressure. Yeah, I wanna work on a few different videos now for YouTube. I want to start doing more things for YouTube because, in hindsight, looking back, making videos was really like a massive highlight for me this year. I want this to sort of like blend into being made of sand. So I gotta figure that out. I'll do that eventually. Thank you very much, Zuri. I appreciate it. Enjoy the sights and sounds of Singapore. Singapore was great. Singapore was weird, but great. I've currently got the Cyberpunk soundtrack on because I'm a huge fan of the game. I love Cyberpunk. And sorry, my dog's doing something outside. It did give off a bit of like Cyberpunk vibes, but not completely. Like it's like not dystopian in the way that Cyberpunk is. But there is one thing that I was like really surprised about, is that there are like apartment buildings everywhere. Like I didn't see many houses. I saw like small like townhouses that were really old. You can tell that they were there for a very long time. But new houses in suburbs, like we traveled about 20 to 30 minutes outside of the main hub of Singapore, and it was still like apartment buildings and apartment complexes, and it's actually really cool because they do have a, not to get economical and all that, but they do have a really interesting government housing system that helps with people that can't afford to buy a house, because Singapore is one of the most expensive cities / countries to live in the world. So we're not far behind Sydney. God help me. But Singapore's up there. Singapore is up there, and my wallet felt it. My wallet felt it big time when I was there. I was like, oh my God, like, great country, but you do have to like pay for so much stuff. Like, we had to pay to go up to this observatory deck to see, the sights of Singapore. We had to pay. We went to Universal Studios and got drenched because over there, even in summer, you get like massive thunderstorms, so that last about like an hour or two. We got completely drenched, and in the Jurassic Park ride, and when we walked out, we saw drying stations, and we were like, "Oh, cool, drying stations." $5. Yeah, to put $5 in to just dry moderately. Did I go to the casino? The casino is really weird there because it's right next to the convention center. So we were like exploring, and we went into the casino, but like very briefly. It was weird. That casino is really weird. People can smoke and stuff in the $5 to get blown. Yeah, no, it's pretty cheap if you think about it. Uh, yeah, like the casino, like you can smoke in the casino, so there were like just people like punching cigarettes, just it's so strange, man, so strange. The food was great. I loved the food, and there's like a big mixture of like all the food. I put on a bit of weight from that trip, and I was only there for like 4 or 5 days, something like that. Yeah, it's insane. Before we had a huge ass casino, gambling. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that. Wait, are you from Singapore? Whoa, wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, to be honest, the gambling was off the chain there. Like we walked past a few people like at the slot machines, and it was it was nuts. It was nuts. It was like, full, like what we would think as like a really decent savings account in Australia. People were just putting that all into a slot machine and just fucking watching it disappear. It was insane. Public transport, oh my god. So get this, right? We're so used to like being in Australia with public transport, which it's not bad in Australia, but it it's not the greatest. We do have issues with our efficiency in public transport, right? So we actually didn't use public transport for like the first 3 4 days. And then we finally found out about the metro system, and the metro system honestly is the best. I've never been to Japan. I really want to go to Japan. I heard Japan's really good with the metro system, but Singapore's metro system is world class. Honestly, everyone should take a bloody notebook, a page out of their public transport system, because if you implement that into any country, any city, you're like the amount of people that would be going to um these like anywhere would be insane. Uh, Hello, Shadow Blade. Oh, Singapore was awesome. I love Singapore. Also, monsoon season sucks. Keeps raining really heavily. Truly one of the four seasons of Singapore. I didn't mind it, to be honest, because I hate humidity, and whenever it rained, it actually ended up cooling down not long afterwards. So it didn't really bother me too much. I would definitely go back to Singapore. I was at Singapore Comic Con selling prints, selling my art, and everyone is very hospitable there. Very lovely, very friendly. Um, yeah, genuinely had a really great time in Singapore. It's just you guys charge for everything. But you know what? I will say this too. There's affordable options. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was there. I was selling art prints, and it was such a good time. Honestly, I really do like Singapore. If it wasn't so expensive, I'd go every year. But the tables there, they cost a fortune. They're like over 1,000. Also, Singapore's more of a place where you need to have like a bit more of a or you need to know if you have like a good fan base there, you know. Um, so I actually met a lot of really really nice people and people that are now I hopefully consider fans of my work, and next time it'll be an even better experience. Singapore is one that you build up towards, you know. But genuinely an awesome place. I should do vlogs whenever I go to a place like that. I don't do enough vlogs. Trying all the food and stuff. Going to Singapore is like going to Nando's. It will burn a hole in your wallet. That's true. That's true. Especially if you're Australian. If you're like American, then your dollars, you know, cause in Singapore their dollar is a lot higher. Not a lot higher than ours, but substantially. Um, it does get it does get pricey. Luckily, I chose it to be like half a holiday when I went. You know, I was like, I'm gonna work the show, but I'm gonna have, you know, I'm gonna have a nice break in between or just before the show. I left immediately after the show was done, but before the show, I went there, met up with Jackson, and we hung out, and it was a great time. I loved it. So that's why I wasn't like too hung up on staying in budget and all that. Yeah, boothing there is really expensive, and then in turn, the tickets get expensive. The hall can get very crowded too, which is why. Oh, okay. First, I'll say 100% right. The the place does get really crowded. Um, you're definitely right about that. Uh, and the tickets, yeah, everything's really, really expensive. But to be honest, you know, I made it a holiday, so I had a really, really good experience going there, and I'll definitely do it again when I feel like it. What's my favorite food that I tried there? I tried all sorts of food. It wasn't like specifically, Singaporean food all the time. Um, we were going to this place that we were getting like breakfasts. I was getting like a bagel and stuff. I honestly had some of the best Iberian pork there. That was like really good. There was a pizza place that did like authentic Italian pizza that did really well. But if you're asking, I did have chicken and rice. I did have chicken and rice. A lot of people were telling me while I was in Singapore that I have to try chicken and rice. That's like their thing. So I tried it and I loved it. It was great. It was from that place in the same place that has the casino. So I think it's like a Michelin star chef that does chicken and rice. No, man, I really wanted to try chili crab. I really wanted to try it, but Jackson doesn't like seafood, so we never got a proper chance to go and get chili crab because I was like it would put Jackson out. Like I didn't want to make Jackson not have anything to eat or be around seafood. I don't know if he's allergic or not. He might be. Hello, Hit Monkey. Stop asking me for Hit Monkey. Hit Monkey is not part of the Sinister Six, but I will. I will consider it. I will consider it. Yo, Jackie, what's going on? Oh no! Oh man, I regret. I'm gonna kill Jackson for that. This is why I need Melvin to come with next time, just so that we can majority vote, and then Jackson can have something else. Because we were like, whenever we'd go to like a place that had chili crab, it wasn't it was like a share plate place where you get a bunch of like different foods and stuff, and then share it. So I couldn't get something that Jackson couldn't eat because I felt bad. I really did. I felt bad. Have you been to Singapore, Jackie? Also, let me know if you want me to just call you Eighth Hokage. All right, cool. I've been to Singapore when I was a kid. Okay, you got to go again, man. The convention scene there is nuts. And then you can also see your Singaporean brothers, Lipway and all them. How was Wollongong, by the way? I can't wait to see Volks fight. It's going to be awesome. Man, this microphone is doing my head in. The king will defend his throne. Yeah, I know you picked the worst day for. I had a wedding on that day, so I kind of feel you, man. I was in a suit in 40-degree weather, Celsius, not Fahrenheit. All you Americans that might be watching. Oh, why did I have to do? Why did I have to do a sand tornado? Why couldn't I just draw legs? See, this is the thing. You think you're saving time by doing all this, and then you end up not saving time. Oh. But it does look cool. Yeah, bro, 40 degrees in a suit. I did not wear a blazer and tie. I felt bad because, it's a wedding and I really wanted to be formal. But my missus was like, you can't do that. You can't go in a suit and tie. She was worried she's gonna have to carry me out, and she's like half my size. Listen, man. If you keep asking me about Hit Monkey, I'm not gonna draw Hit Monkey. I want to draw Hit Monkey, but if you keep asking so much, why don't you join the conversation, talk about other things, and then Hit Monkey will show up. Yeah, that's what I thought, Matt. But then, no feet, bigger problems, because now I got to draw a sand tornado, and that's something now looking back I've never done. So, wish me luck. Too hard. Listen, I'll draw Hit Monkey. I'd love to draw more animal. It'll get there. I just think the form is the form needs work, but it'll take some time. I was hoping to have this done, the rendering done by the end of the stream. So we will see. This one's already, in my opinion, looking much better than the Craven. I just needed a bit of warm up. Let's see if I do this. I'm liking it a lot. I'm liking it a lot. Let me do something here. We'll make him small. Don't worry, it's a copy of the artwork. If I do this, turn on Craven, put Craven like this. Actually, I should probably move him so it doesn't look like he's about to attack. And then drag and drop my Doc Ock, which will take forever to open. Come on, man. All right. Where is he? Yeah, Docky. There we go. There he is. Big man. All right, maybe he's standing behind them. There we go. The Doc should be smaller. Craven's definitely the bigger guy. Look at that. The Sinister Six is coming together slowly but surely. Oh my god. Hey, do you guys want to see my dog? Check this out. Jester! Come here. Oh, let me switch. Yeah! What are you doing? Say hello to everyone. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? All he wants is like cuddles and stuff, okay? Yeah. Tired. He was asleep. Alright, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Come on. Oh. Good boy. I just realized I haven't had chat open on, so you haven't seen the Twitch chatters, and the Twitch chatters haven't seen the YouTube chatters. My bad. All right, let's get back to work. No, back to work. You guys officially met Jester, my best friend. Oh. There you go. All right, you know what? Let's take a quick 5-minute break. It's doing my head in a little bit. We'll take a quick 5-minute break. If you have any questions about how to design stuff and just anything in life, you want questions about life, you want answers about life, I don't have them, but I can do my best to answer them. Feel free. In the meantime, I am gonna basically tell you guys what I have planned for YouTube and what I have planned for streaming. So basically what we're gonna do is we are going to let me have a look and see something. Where are we? Alright, we have a few people here. We have a few people here, okay. So basically, why is my sound on? That's why my sound's on. Shut up. Oh, God. How are you a first-time chatter, Cam? Oh, you made a new account. Okay, that's fair. We should be friends, Cam. We should. So basically, the plan is, right, for YouTube, I'm going to be doing a bunch of Marvel Rivals videos still. But... you forgot your sign-in. So we're going to be doing Marvel Rivals still until... thanks for following, Joshua Myers. And we're going to work on some other new videos because I want to create a bunch of different style videos. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing video games that I've been wanting to play. So we're not really going to be going for like what's popular. We're going to be going through games that I want to play and finish, and I want to have a reason to do that. So streaming is one of them. So a few games off the list. Let me open up Steam. I know Witcher 3 is on there. I will not play Final Fantasy 13. Actually, I have thought of going through like and just doing a full marathon of Final Fantasy 1 to 16, except for the online. That would be too many hours. That is an idea. So I want to go through that. I want to go through and play a lot of the Souls games. So I haven't actually fully finished Dark Souls 1 through 3. I've played parts of them. I have an idea for a video where I play Dark Souls 1, and every boss I beat, I have to draw in a massive print. So, first boss, I put it, or, you know, second boss, I put it on the print, and eventually build up so that all the bosses that I beat is in one artwork. The other games that I want to play, near Red Dead Redemption 2, Lords of the Fallen, stuff like that. So we're going to be doing videos based off of that. And I really want to do some redesigns. So MODOK redesign has been a long time in the making. And that's more delving into how they design the character, why they design the character, stuff like that, to make it interesting and a different style video. And then obviously just drawing a Marvel Rivals. But I think moving things towards streaming is a lot more fun, because I get to talk to you guys and do this for like at this time. So has my camera moved? Oh, it's following me. I didn't even know it does that. That's so funny. All right. Yeah, so that's the plan. Is that Marvel's Sandman or Neil Gaiman's Sandman? Actually, it's a fusion. It's both of them. No, it's Spider-Man Sandman, and you should know better, Cam. Stop trying to troll. Whoa! What the fuck? Why is it doing that? Weird. All right, back to work. How's it looking, Cam? You like it? It looks very sandy. I don't think it does. I need to give it way more texture. It doesn't have enough texture. I've never painted a sand tornado before, so rendering this shit is a good challenge. I don't like this bit. I'm gonna change that bit. Yeah, no. That's better. these Marvel Rivals flares. Get me to... I can't draw at 2 speed. I'm too tired. I had to sit through Avatar yesterday. And it was like half enjoyable. I'm a big fan of the first movie. I mean, oh look, I'm not even going to say big fan of the first movie. The first movie was a great time. And then they took too long for the new ones. And I'm not going to get super into it because I know people get defensive about it. But it was okay. It was a really long movie. I don't know if I'm going to watch the next ones in cinema. When did we have to make movies 4 hours long for them to be considered good? Like, when did that happen? Like, why? Probably Lord of the Rings. That's probably when it happened. But Lord of the Rings is like a huge undertaking because it was a book. Why can't movies just be like an hour and a half now? That's true. But those movies weren't... wait, how long were those movies? Movies with intermissions... Oh, actually 2.5 hours to 3 hours long, yeah. So... No, not as... Yeah, to be honest, like, if this were a movie, it'd end now. No, back then, they'd have a break in between the long movies. Like, Avatar should have had a intermission, and then you go and come back. But we just do the whole thing 3.5 hours long, and then they wanna throw ads in between and... Bring back the intermission. Bring it back. They need to make movies more like events now. Like, it needs to be, you know, it needs to be something that like a family plans on doing. It's not just like a casual thing. Because you're right, there are people with TikTok brains. And the people with TikTok brains, I see them opening up Snapchat every 10 minutes. They can't just sit and watch the movie. And look, when it's 3.5 hours long, like Avatar was, I get it. There wasn't a point where I wanted to reach for my phone, but there was a point where I was like, yeah, this needs to end soon, or else I'm gonna be very upset. I know Doomsday's 3 hours and 45 minutes, but the thing is, I think it can be justified because there's a lot going on. The problem with Avatar was that it was the same thing. It was the same movie. So it was like, I've seen this. Like, if they were giving me something new, then maybe, I don't know. Maybe Doomsday will feel long. I know some people here think it's gonna be not good. Don't be upset. I'm not upset. Oh, this tornado, man. Oh. It's hurting my brain, guys. Like, this top half looks like Marvel Rivals, but this bottom half does not. Maybe this part does. I don't know. Ooh. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not giving. Not this far in. There's no way I'm giving up. I'm just not like rendering it is just like door my head in. No, that's the thing. I would throw motion blur, but like I don't think I can in this style. I gotta persevere. Just persevere and fucking do it and figure it out. And that's it. And that's it. And shut up, because, you know, I get to do this for a living. Not this. I'm not designing for Marvel Rivals, but imagine that. I'd lose my mind. Yeah. I'll make it work. I made fucking Doc Ock's arms work, so I should be able to make this work. No, Sandman's a white man. What's the he's got a green shirt and we'll go red. I still have to render this spike ball. Oh my god. How do you know Hitmonkey but you don't know Sandman? No. I'm trying to go classic with all these characters just to see if I'm able to make them, you know, like the comic counterpart. Like half the challenge is that, like, because let's be real, some of the designs are very simple. So the idea is to keep it how it was in the original comics for some of these, not all of them. I'm going to be doing different design choices for Vulture. and Mysterio. Mysterio is going to be different, and hopefully I get to live stream them. Low key peak design for him. For Sandman? You think this is a good Sandman? I hope it's a good Sandman. I hope people, the Sandman fans, approve, because those are the main people that, you know, I don't think, is there many Sandman? Thank you, Hitmonkey. I appreciate it. It's good that, you know, jumping on. That's the plan. I do want to live stream more. It's good jumping on live stream and you know, showing people that I can actually draw, especially with so much AI art out there. It's good to you know, let people know, because it's weird. It's like people are trusting artists less now, which, you know, there are some bad actors out there, you know, pretending to be artists, and that's always been the case. Like, that's always been the case. Artgerm get accused of AI? My God. Out of all people, Artgerm shouldn't be the one getting accused. That's good. I'm glad. AI does have a certain look to it, and I'm not a fan of it, you know. I used it a long time ago, probably like 2021 or something like that. I did I painted these like Batman villains to look like they were in GTA. And I couldn't be bothered with the background, so the background was AI. But this was before we knew that they were like using artists, like actual artworks, as what's it called, as basically material to create the AI. As soon as I found that out, I was like, nope, and I dropped it immediately. Alright, see ya, Hitmonkey. We'll see if I do Hitmonkey next. Boys, I might call this at 2 hours. I'm getting hungry and my eyes are hurting. It's actually looking good. Okay, I'm getting... Nah, man, I'm counting calories. So, I do get a cheat meal every now and then, but I'm fully counting the calories now, so I'm being a good boy. I put on too much weight in the past year, so I gotta be healthy, especially if this is like my full-time gig. I don't get a lot of like forced active work in my schedule. Especially if I'm gonna be streaming now. Oh, this will all get brightened a little bit. God, I don't want to deal with this. Ah, what have I done? I don't want to deal with it. It starts working on it. Alright, this is what we're going to do. We are going to... So there's a light here. So we're going to paint that on it. There we go. There is a light here. So we're going to paint that on it. So that means this part here is dark. Alright? Those are the rules. Those are the rules I have set for myself, even though there is a bit of a light coming in from here. So this doesn't necessarily have to be fully dark. There we go. This part can be dark. This part will be light. This part and this part, this whole thing. Oh. Alright. You know what we're going to do? Let's lay some flats down. I've shown someone how to do that before. We're going to redo it. Alright, skin tone. Something like this. try out these gradients again. I don't think I saw one that I really liked. No. No. Nope. Nope. Oh, I kind of like this one, actually. Yeah, we'll see. See, that one. That one's a contender. That one's a contender. Nope. Oh, no, I lost it. There it is. Okay. Alright, then we do that. This. Cool. Beautiful. That's his skin tone. Now, green. He'll have like a aqua greenish. We'll try that. Oh shit, the hair. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll erase with this. There we go. Sweet. Looking good. Oh, not bad. No. No. I don't mind that, but we can do better. Oh. I like that. Yeah, that's looking good. Oh, that actually looks really good. Oh, that's a problem. That is a problem. Yeah. This needs to be here. Actually, that can be up there. We'll go blue. Oh man, I hope they add Sandman too. I feel like he'd be like a great addition. They need to add more villains to the game. Hey, you know what? This is actually turning out really good. I'm very happy with this. The bottom part needs to be rendered in that. I mean, it's not looking too bad, eh? Let me see if doing this. No, that's way too yellow. Looking good. Thank you, Dill. Have a good night. I'll see you next time. this music? What role do you think Elsa is gonna be anyways? I don't even know. I didn't even know Elsa was gonna be in the game. Not sure. To be honest, I wouldn't mind doing a stream where we play Marvel Rivals, so we might have to end up doing that. Be doing that soon. Maybe tomorrow. If I get enough done today, because I'm gonna, after this, I'm gonna work on Electro, and then see what I'm up to tomorrow to work on it a bit. I don't like that blue. But yeah. We'll see. We will see what I do. Do you want bright yellow in this? You know what I want to do? We'll add... do that as color instead. Oh. Have you done Lizard or Doc Ock? No. I have done Doc Ock. I'll show you Doc Ock. Close this. That is my Doc Ock. And I did Craven the other day. And that's where Sandman will be. The Sandman. But yeah, that's my Doc Ock. I have a friend that did Lizard, and that Lizard is top-notch McTaminated on Instagram. You'll see him. I think I did a Doc Ock and Lizard duo post on Instagram, so... Thank you, thank you. I think we're gonna call it. I think this is it. This is the end of the stream. It's been 2 hours. We actually got a lot done in 2 hours, so I'm very happy. I'm pretty much almost done with the rendering. I need to work on the face a little bit more and the colors, and you will see the final post for this on Red Unit Inc. Instagram probably tomorrow night, and hopefully I get to work on some electro tomorrow. So catch you guys there. I'll see you next time. Peace.